Hey everybody, welcome to my melee action bar setup guide. The purpose of this video is to help you understand exactly how to set up your action bar for every different situation that you will encounter in combat. When laying out your action bar, you need to understand what role you will be taking in combat. The two terms that we need to define here are tank and DPS. Tanks are used in high-level group bossing. Their goal is to keep the boss focused on them and take, or tank, as much of the damage as possible, so the rest of the team can focus on dealing damage. DPS is damage per second. In high-level bossing, everyone besides the tank should be focused on DPS. You can increase your DPS by using the highest armor and weapons available to you, and using offensive abilities over defensive ones. When training or slaying, you want to focus on your DPS so that you can gain the maximum XP per hour. The next thing to understand are the different types of abilities available to you. Damage over time abilities are abilities that deal damage to your target over a set amount of time in which you cannot use other abilities. Abilities such as Assault, Destroy, and Frenzy are dot abilities. If you try to use another ability while a dot ability is active, you will cancel out the dot ability in use. Bleeds are abilities that deal damage to your target over a set amount of time, but only require one hit to activate and allow you to use other abilities while they are in effect. AoE, or Area of Effect abilities, allow you to attack multiple targets around you with the use of a single ability. Stuns are abilities such as Backhand and Kick that prevent your target from moving or attacking for a short time. If your target is immune to stun, these abilities will hit for 188% weapon damage, becoming one of the best basic abilities in your arsenal. The last thing to take into account before we start setting up our action bar is abilities that in addition to dealing damage have a special effect to them. Sever, Pulverize, and Debilitate reduce damage that your target deals to you for a short period of time. Quake lowers the defense of your target. Understanding these abilities can make your boss trips more efficient and long-lasting. Note that Quake and Pulverize require a two-handed weapon. So now we're moving into the actual building of your action bar. However, with RuneScape 3 coming out, I decided to hop into the beta because there's a lot more that you can do than just using your action bar. As you can see, I now have my defensive abilities out as well as my prayers, but they're not on my action bar. This allows me to get to them quickly and to use them whenever I need them, but they don't take up a keybind. Even though the first part of the video was to get you to fully understand all the abilities and so that you could build your own action bar for whatever situation you need it for, I figured it would still be a good idea to go over what I use for my dual wielding and then two-handed melee action bar setup. Starting off, we are on the dual wielding action bar. I'm going to look at basic abilities first. I see basic abilities in two parts. There are the ones such as Slice and Punish that build adrenaline, and while they can hit for a good amount of damage, they don't usually hit as high as the others. Then the other four basic abilities that I use are Decimate, Sever, Dismember, and Kick. Kick is only used if your target is immune to stun, as it will hit for a good amount of damage, as I said previously when I was explaining stuns. But pretty much I use these to build up my adrenaline over to my threshold. For doing the most damage, I rely on Destroy and Assault. These are damage over time abilities. The next two thresholds I have are Slaughter and Flurry. Slaughter is a bleed ability, and Flurry is another damage over time ability, however it is also an AoE ability. The ultimate abilities that I have on my action bar are Massacre, which is a bleed effect, and Berserk. I cannot stress enough how amazing Berserk is. It increases all damage you deal by 100% for 20 seconds. However, it will drop your armor rating by 50%. And it increases all damage that you take by 50%. So you're going to get hit a lot more when you use Berserk, so make sure you're using it at a time where you're not going to have to worry about dying. However, when you do use it, it is an amazing ability, and you can deal more damage than any other ability in the game. My two-handed action bar setup is pretty much the same. However, I did swap some of the dual-wielding abilities for two-handed abilities, such as Smash, Quake, and Hurricane. I am also using Pulverize and Overpower as my two ultimate abilities. I hope you all enjoyed this guide. I put a lot of time and effort into making it the best that I could, so make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and as always, have a wonderful day.